Welcome to the Jesus Path Come Be Rescued podcast by Peggy Fink. What is your good night prayer to God? Last week we looked at Psalm 5 and Good Morning. Today we're looking at Psalm 4, verse 8 and Good Night, Lord. It says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, will keep me safe." Or, as the Message translation puts it, "At day's end, I'm ready for sound sleep, for you, God, have put my life back together." Aren't most of us ready for sound sleep when we get into bed? Knowing that God will keep us safe often gives us the peace of mind we need to have that sound sleep. This psalm shows confidence and hope in the Lord at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we're seeking peace, and especially God's peace of keeping us safe and even our family safe. The Message translation gives us the hope of putting our lives back together, especially if you've had a crazy day. Probably the most famous psalm many people say they repeat at night is Psalm 23. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." And I could go on. But those verses 1 through 3, they say a lot how peaceful he makes it for us. Let's look at the NLT translation. "The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. He renews my strength. He guides me along right paths, bringing honor to his name." This translation is about Jesus bringing us to rest and peaceful moments. This is about Jesus and all he does for us. I don't know about you, but my mind gets out of control and won't let me rest. In Matthew 11:28, Jesus says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." There's that promise. He will give us rest. Jesus calls us to come to him. In those moments when you can't rest, go to Jesus. Repeat scripture, whether it's Psalm 23, maybe it's the Our Father prayer, or any other scripture verse you have memorized. Repeat those words to Jesus over and over. He has promised to give you rest, but he does say, "Come to me, come to Jesus." Remember Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take." Blessings as you speak to the Lord each night, seeking a restful and peaceful sleep.